All right, today we're doing something really cool. We are popping the hood on what is arguably the most powerful technology of our time. We're going to get right into the engine that drives large language models, the transformer and its absolute secret weapon, the attention mechanism. Let's dive in. So we've all had that moment, right? You're using ChatGPT or some other AI, and it just feels, well, like magic. You ask it something super complex, and it spits back this incredibly nuanced, coherent answer. But have you ever actually stopped and wondered, how? How does it really get what I'm saying? What's going on under the hood? Okay, so to wrap our heads around this, let's use an analogy for this whole explainer. Think of an LLM, the thing you actually chat with, as this sleek, high-performance car. It looks amazing, it's incredibly fast, and it's just so impressive. But the real magic, the source of all that power? Well, that's the engine. And today, we're going to take that engine apart, piece by piece. First things first, every engine needs fuel. And for an AI, that fuel is language. But the model can't just run on whole sentences as they are. No, first, it has to break that language down into a form it can actually use.
And this is the first big thing you got to understand. An AI doesn't see a sentence like, "the cat sat on the mat," as a single, complete thought. To the machine, it's just a string of characters. It has to deconstruct it into meaningful little bits before it can do anything else.
So how does that work? Well, take a sentence like, "the model is transforming our world." The AI is way cleverer than just splitting it by spaces. See what it did there? It separated transform from ing. Now, why would it do that? This whole process is called tokenization. And it's genius, really. By breaking words into these smaller, meaningful units called tokens, the model can learn grammar on a much, much deeper level. It learns that the token ing means an action is happening, whether it's attached to transforming, running, or thinking. This is the absolute first step to understanding. Okay, so we've got our fuel, these little tokens. The next step is to convert that fuel into a form of energy the machine can actually work with. And this is where we shift from just words to pure math. So each one of those tokens we just made gets assigned a set of coordinates, what's called a vector. You can imagine it like this. Every single token is plotted onto this gigantic, multidimensional map of language. The meaning of a word isn't a word anymore. It's a specific point, a specific location on this incredible map. So how is this map even organized? Well, it's all about relationships. Words that mean similar things, like king and queen, they get clustered close together. And words with opposite meanings, like hot and cold, they're pushed way far apart. This gives the machine a mathematical way to grasp the nuances of language. Okay, so the model has its tokens, and it knows where they are on this massive language map. But this brings up a huge problem. And the solution to this problem, well, it's the absolute secret sauce of modern AI. This is the breakthrough that really made everything we see today possible. Let's just think about this for a second. The word apple. It's ambiguous, right? It could be a fruit or it could be one of the biggest companies on the planet. How on earth does the model figure out which one you mean? Well, the answer is pretty obvious for us humans. It's all about context. If the model sees the word apple next to the word ate, it's pretty sure you're talking about the fruit. But if it sees it next to a word like revenue, then bam, it knows you mean the company. The meaning of apple literally depends on its neighbors. So the model needs a way to figure out which of those neighboring words are important. It has to learn to pay more attention to a word like ate or revenue when it's trying to get the real meaning of an ambiguous word like apple.
And that is the breakthrough. It's called the attention mechanism. It basically lets the model take the map coordinate for apple and nudge it around based on its neighbors. So if it sees revenue, it pushes the apple vector closer to other companies like Google. If it sees tasty, it pushes it over towards other fruits. It's incredible.
This idea was so ridiculously powerful that it completely upended the entire field of AI. It was introduced in this landmark paper back in 2017 called "Attention is All You Need." And that title, what a statement. They were basically saying you could throw out the old ways of processing words one by one. That year, 2017, that's the starting pistol for the AI revolution we're living through right now.
Okay, let's put it all together now. We've got our fuel, tokens, we've got our energy, vectors, and we've got our secret sauce, attention. Now we can finally build the complete engine, the transformer.
The transformer is the actual name for the engine design that brings all these pieces together. It's the architecture, the blueprint, built specifically to house all these powerful attention mechanisms. It lets the AI look at an entire sentence all at once and understand that complex web of relationships between every single word. So here's how a single block in this engine works, really fast. 1. Your text goes in as vectors. 2. The attention block works its magic, adding all that rich context, figuring out what every word means based on its neighbors. 3. That result gets fed into a neural network, which is just a super powerful pattern-finding machine. 4. And here's the key. This doesn't just happen once. This whole process is stacked, repeated over and over, sometimes hundreds of times. With every single layer, the model's understanding gets deeper and deeper until that final layer makes its best guess at the next word. And this quote just brings our whole analogy full circle. The large language model is the product, the car you see and get to drive. But the transformer, that's the powerful, unbelievably complex engine under the hood making it all happen. So there you have it. We've just taken a whirlwind tour of the technology that powers pretty much all of modern AI. This really truly is the engine that changed the world. Think about it. From just simple text on a screen, to breaking it down into tokens, to plotting those on a map of meaning, and then, finally, to understanding deep context using attention, that whole journey happens inside the engine every single time you type a prompt. But here's the final thought, and it's kind of a mind-bender. This revolutionary engine design, it's from 2017. I mean, in the tech world, that's practically a lifetime ago. Sure, it's been refined and made massively bigger, but the core idea is the same. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this is what we can do with an engine designed back in 2017, what in the world will the next big breakthrough look like?